Good morning and welcome to our thought for the day. This morning I'd like us to turn to Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. It says this, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, in this to be content." The simple heading this morning is contented in Christ and with Christ. Oh, what a true blessing contentment is. God's word says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Oh, all around us, friends, in our everyday living, we see people who are discontented. But in Christ, they can say, I am contented with Jesus. There used to be an old song, didn't it? It simply said that. I am contented with Jesus. I hope he's contented with me. Through sunshine or rain, he's always the same. I am contented with him. I trust this morning that he would be contented with me and that I will be pleasing in his sight. You see, contentment is not a natural fruit. In man's sinful nature, the weeds of covetousness and discontentment and murmuring are natural to man, as thorns and weeds out of the soil. We do not sow thistles or brambles, for they come up naturally. They're part of the soil. And so it is with us. We don't have to be taught to complain. We complain fast enough, don't we? Without any education, we complain fast enough. You don't teach children to do wrong. You teach them to do right. It's their sinful nature that allows them to do that which is wrong. But that which is good to sustain us must be cultivated. In order to have wheat, we have to plough the fields and sow the seed. If we want flowers, we need a garden and a gardener to look after those flowers and to make sure that the situation is right for them. And contentment is one of the flowers of heaven. And if we desire it, friends, it must be cultivated. It won't grow in us by our sinful nature, but it is part of our new nature in Christ. You see, the text says, I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. What a tremendous text that is. And our great teacher is Christ himself. Often it will cost us pains to experience this great truth. You see, the incredible thing is this, that we are not only contented when all things are going well, but remember what the text says. It said, whatsoever state, in all situations and trials, we can know the contentment of God. Remember Paul and Silas in prison, with blood running down their backs because of their beating that they'd received and experienced from those that threw them into the prison. Oh, how the prisoners were waiting to hear the cursings and the complainings that would come from that cell. And all of a sudden they heard a noise and they realized it wasn't cursings, but it was Paul and Silas singing praises and praising God. Here we see contentment in time of trouble, in time of trial. And what about Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego? God is able, in or out of the furnace, they say. Contentment in the trust of their master. And on we could go. I love what Job says. After all his suffering, though he slay me, he says, yet will I trust him. Friends, true contentment comes through trial and trust in Christ. In the world, people will say that they're contented only when everything is going well. What a shallow experience they have. People will be contented when they're getting promoted and having extra money and all the rest of it. Everything's going their way. But as soon as something goes opposite, oh, they're not contented anymore. But our contentment, friends, is eternal. In whatsoever state we are. How and why? Because we're in Christ. Christ is in us, and Christ is our contentment. Christ truly is our all in all, and he cannot fail. Godliness with contentment is great gain. Be contented in Christ this day. Let your contentment grow, and let people see Jesus in you. God bless you, and I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow.